What's going on, guys? Today we've got some YSL. Strap up. Welcome to the Sand Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Let's go, guys. Let's jump straight in. All right. YSL Myself. Eau de parfum, if you care about concentration, which if you're deciding between the various renditions, then you do care. So I'm going to mention it. What do we got here, boys? Fresh, vibrant accord at first, raw and beating orange blossom at the heart, sensual and textured woods at last. Interesting. Okay, so fresh accord top, orange blossom with orange blossom absolute in the heart, woods accord in the base. Okay, let's see if they're capping or not. Real quick, let me cue this up and then we'll get in initial thoughts. I should have did that before I started the episode. YSL Myself, Eau de Parfum. Okay, I'm all ready. Let's get in initial thoughts. You know, YSLY, La Nuit de L'Homme, which is my personal favorite. I know I'm missing one. But YSL, you know, they're sexy, man. I think that's what I get with YSL fragrances. They're sexy. They're elegant. They're seductive. They have personality. They're modern. And they work. A lot of them have great performance, except for L'Homme and La Nuit de L'Homme and stuff like that. But the trade-off is the luxury and the beauty of DNA. I mean, L'Homme is just close to my heart. Okay, initial thoughts on Myself Eau de Parfum. And it's been a while. I haven't smelled this in a while, actually. Okay, so it's kind of got, in a nutshell, this kind of date night seductive citric fresh. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Date night seductive but citric fresh. Okay, so it's not just kind of like spices, sweet, dark. It's kind of got that tucked in the back, but then you got this really loud citric fresh front. So it's kind of freshening. It's like a fresher take on the seductive date night sweet charm that's going on. That's what I personally get. Let's jump over to my main window here and see what we're dealing with. And okay, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we have two different kinds of bergamot citrus. I absolutely get that up front. It's very zingy. Zing is the word that comes out in my mind. White floral from Tunisian orange blossom. Let's just click that and learn something real quick, because does it smell like orange or does it smell like a white flower? It says a fresh and sweet white floral note with an animalic undertone. I don't quite get animalic in terms of its characteristic in this fragrance. I get more of the fresh white sweet. So you're getting a hyper fresh citrus up top and in the heart. In the base, we have Ambro Fix. What is that? A synthetic. The smell is clearly ambery. Okay. You know, I get that. I get kind of like this open, slightly less warm, but more open, fresh, ambery vibe. And that patchouli, I think, I'm familiar with patchouli giving kind of this earthy grab to a fragrance, kind of how oak moss does a fragrance, but this is more like an earthy green. And I think earthy green is a great combo with something like white floral and citrus, because it kind of grounds all of that into feeling a little bit more earthy and sophisticated, puts a sophisticated element to a backbone of a pretty basic white floral and citrus. For some reason, this fragrance, it works. You know, we just reviewed last episode in my mind. You know, I know it might not be last episode for you guys, but we just reviewed a fragrance like Azzaro Most Wanted EDT, which it was basically like a metallic aquatic sweet. This is like a metallic earthy sweet. but they still achieve the fresh openness, but it does have this very edgy kind of dark seduction to it because it feels like metallic and earthy. Because amber, earthy green patchouli in the base. I think off of skin, this would go real crazy. In the air, it just smells kind of like a basic metallic seductive fragrance. I would almost even lean to give it a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10 at best. But I think this is the type of fragrance you have to wear on skin. I think a lot of people like metallic fragrances, whether they realize it or not. That when we think of like sillage, Silver Mountain Water, that type of stuff, Green Irish Tweed, mixing kind of this metallic and earthy green outdoors fresh citric vibe is a note combo that you're going to see in a lot of fresh fragrances, in a lot of upscale casual fragrances, especially from the House of Creed. You think Virgin Island Water, Green Irish Tweed, Silver Mountain Water, things like that. It's definitely an appreciative note pairing, but somehow this still comes across seductive because it's got this warm, sweet amber type of tinge to the metallic, and it's got the earthy, so it's not super metallic. It's balanced well. I'm at a loss for words here. I think this fragrance is 8 out of 10 just because it adds for the freshy metallic citrus category, that patchouli amber in the backbone really kind of gives it more of a romantic nuance. I think it sits semi-formal to upscale casual. You could wear this as a fresh fragrance, but because of the patchouli amber in the background, it's not like an out of the shower fragrance to me. I think it's slightly purposeful, like you're dressed up, you're running errands, maybe you hit a bar. I do think it kind of in the same way as some of the Gucci fragrances. I think this is kind of like a Gucci opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like a Gucci guilty, something like that, where it kind of feels edgy enough to be able to take it out. But it smells common in that category for me. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if I could justify the full $100 price point for me personally, but before that, let's go any season, any reason. Feels date night-esque, but can go upscale, casual, and semi-formal in any direction in that regard. I think this is a younger fragrance for me personally, 30 down. I think anything like 25 up, 30 and up on this fragrance, you're going to smell kind of generic. I think for a younger male, this smells more upscale. I don't want to get into the psychology of why. I just want to make a cop out and say it's my own personal opinion. But I have a really interesting theory on kind of Azzaro fragrances, some of the YSL, some of the Gucci, just in terms of how long they can last for a male, what type of DNA those are for the community, and how stuff becomes super common and super recognizable and not lacking signature. I don't want to get too much into it, but guys, yeah, I think for me personally, I'm calling YSL Myself a 7 out of 10. It's extremely average for my age. I'm 35, guys. I'm not the best reference point for young guys, but trust me, I wear my fragrances out. I have a lot of friends of various social status, financial status, different walks of life, different ethnicities. I get wearing power on these. I'm around kids, young kids, older kids, kids that think they're not kids. You know what I'm saying? So I think for a 35-year-old, even for myself, YSL Myself, I kind of have an extra leg in the game in terms of knowing if this would be good on a younger male. You know what I'm saying? And I still consider myself a hip, older dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm involved in a lot of different things in the community that I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So I feel comfortable when I give certain recommendations for like the 20-year-old category, even though I'm well removed from it. But I'm not some older 35-year-old man that sits at home all day and does not have a beautiful wife and a job where I'm out in the streets and, you know, I go outdoors and do all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot of wear on my fragrances and experience with all different walks of life. I don't feel narrow-minded in saying that this fragrance is very average the older you get for its DNA. So yeah, if you're a younger 25 and down, this is going to be a nice signature fragrance for you. It might feel like more of a 9 out of 10. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 without question. I don't care how old you are. Or how old you are. And then, but for an older guy, I think this feels very generic, but some guys cling to it, you know, in my experience. The saving grace in a fragrance like this is the patchouli. You know what I'm saying? The amber, amber and citrus, super common, but earthy patchouli is rendered really nice here. This does feel slightly synthetic. If I was being gracious, 8 out of 10. If I was being very picky and personal, 7 out of 10 for me personally. And it's just like that. Fragrance can run you on a site like Joma Shop, can run you about $50. Oh, wait, no. Why did it give me that? Hold on, guys. YSL Myself is running 110 right now with the 30% off. It retails for 132 apparently. It's 110 for roughly a 100 ml bottle. So could I justify it? You could. It's quality. It's there. Slightly synthetic, but who cares? Who cares when we say synthetic? Does it smell good? Yes. Okay. Metallic, slightly seductive, citric fresh. You know, do you need it? But I think today, for me personally, guys, there's going to be a lot of fragrances south of the $60 price point that are better smelling for 100 ml and put some money in your pocket. But if you've got your eye on this fragrance, I'm calling it 8 out of 10. I think it's worth the money? No. But it is an 8 out of 10 fragrance. So take from me what you will, guys. I hope that was valuable. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell so you can know when we're posting future episodes. And I hope I gave you enough information about this fragrance. I think comparatively to L'Homme, La Nuit de L'Homme, YSL Y, I think this is the weaker fragrance. You know what I'm saying? But it still has the YSL Prestige, but it's just on the bottom of the totem pole. This is not special to me, but it's very, 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 very decent. And the fact that they gave it slightly romantic nuance to the citric metallic category, I can give it a little bit of respect. But, you know, like I said, take it or leave it in terms of my opinion. Sound off in the comments, though, if you disagree with me. I definitely know many people who say YSL Myself is a banger. But in terms of online, you're going to hear people talk about YSL Y, La Nuit de L'Homme, and L'Homme all day long because those are just curb appeal. You know what I'm saying? They stand out. They're different. They're unique. They're staples. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me in the scent bubble. I hope you guys have a blessed week. And until next time, this was YSL's Myself Eau de Parfum, and it was okay.